My child, you are not meant to live in fear of your finances. Why do you keep asking me to send more when I've already shown you the signs? The numbers are not random. They are divine instructions. I have chosen 7 lucky numbers for April 24 because I knew you'd be here, searching, praying, needing a sign. I saw you yesterday, scrolling in silence, your heart tight with dread. The bills stacked higher than your faith. You prayed, "God, do you still see me?" And I whispered, "Watch for the numbers." You thought it was superstition, but then it happened. The same number repeated, in a receipt, a license plate, a dream, and something in your spirit stirred, because deep down you know. I don't speak in fear, I speak in patterns. This is not just entertainment, this is divine revelation, a spiritual activation of your April 24. Each number I give you today carries energy, instruction, alignment. Miss one, and you may miss the moment I've prepared for you. I saw you, in the silence. When no one else knew the weight on your shoulders, I did. You smiled in public, but cried behind closed doors. And I counted every tear. Before any number could reach your life, I had to reach your heart. You think these numbers are just symbols, but to me, they are signals. Ways to move what you've prayed for into motion. My child, I never ignore pain, but sometimes I allow the storm to prepare you for the signal. Each number I reveal today has been sent to interrupt your patterns, to shift you out of despair and into divine direction. But you must understand, numbers alone don't change lives. My presence does. And these numbers are the language I'm using to speak to you now. There was a woman. She was overwhelmed by debt, fear, and loneliness. One night, she whispered into the dark, "God, if you're real, give me a sign." The next day, she kept seeing the same number on her phone battery, the bus stop, even her coffee order. She wrote it down. That number, it led her to take one brave step, and the door she thought was forever closed opened, like it was waiting just for her. You see, I'm not hiding your breakthrough. I'm preparing you to recognize it. And right now, the first number is already approaching. You'll know it because your spirit will feel it. Your breath will catch. Your heart will pause. It will feel like me, because it is me. But before I reveal that number, you must know why it's the door and not the destination. Let me bless you with clarity. So when the number appears, you don't just see it, you follow it. Not every number is meant to be noticed, but this one, I placed it in your path on purpose. Because this number, the first of the 7, is not just information, it's an invitation. You've carried your burdens long enough. Now I am handing you something sacred, a door, disguised as a number. You asked me to show you a way out. I'm showing you a way in, to opportunity, to change, to freedom. This number is not about chance, it is about timing. I give doors, not destinations, because it's your step that activates the miracle. If you wait for the money before the motion, you'll miss what I've already made available. Faith walks, doubt waits. The first number is a divine door. Walk through it. Clara was drowning, in debt, in fear, in silence, until she started seeing the number 5 everywhere. On her receipts, clocks, dreams. She didn't understand it, but she moved anyway. She applied for a job she thought she wasn't qualified for. She was hired in 24 hours. Her entire life shifted from a single step through a single number. Because she didn't just see the number, she followed the signal. My child, I am not hiding your door behind hard riddles. I am making it so clear, it's uncomfortable to ignore. This number is the start, not the solution. It is the key, but you must turn it. And the next number? It isn't for your bank account. It's for your heart. Because before I bless your wallet, I must heal your spirit. You've been asking me for money, but what I hear is a deeper cry. God, restore my peace. You step through the first number, the door. But doors don't just lead to new places. Sometimes they lead to healing you didn't know you needed. Before I give you overflow, I want to heal what's empty. The second number carries the vibration of inner peace, emotional recovery, and spiritual rest. Because money will magnify what's already inside you. If you are anxious, it will multiply anxiety. If you are whole, it will amplify freedom. I'm not just your provider, I am your healer. A man once prayed for a financial breakthrough. I gave it to him, but he never healed the fear that said, "You'll lose it all." He spent it in panic. He lost it in a month. And worse, he lost himself in the process, because money came before maturity. Blessing without healing becomes a burden. This number, your second number, is not flashy. It will not shout. It will settle you. You'll know it by the peace it brings when you see it. You won't panic. You won't strive. You'll breathe. That moment, that's me, healing you through stillness. But peace is only the beginning. The third number will disrupt your comfort zone, and that's exactly where your breakthrough is hiding. You keep asking me for change, but you want everything else to stay the same. This number comes to interrupt what you've normalized, because what's normal for you has kept you stuck. I just gave you peace, not to make you passive, but to make you ready. Because peace clears the clutter, so when I shake your routine, you can move without panic. The third number shows up like an alarm clock in the spirit. It jolts you. It appears in moments when you feel stuck, numb, tired. And it whispers, "Wake up, I'm moving, so must you." Disruption is not punishment, it's divine redirection. Many of my children call their discomfort attack, when really it's activation. This number carries the vibration of change, movement, and new territory. There was a man who hated his job. He begged me for a new opportunity. I gave him a number, repeatedly, on street signs, in receipts. Even in his dreams, he ignored it. He was waiting for something easier. The number kept showing up, and finally, he moved, updated his resume, reached out, applied. The job he thought would take months to find called him in 3 days. The number was the invitation, but his obedience was the key. My child, I don't disrupt your life to harm you. I disrupt your patterns to set you free. This number is a tap on the shoulder, a knock on the door, a divine reminder. Where you are is not all I have for you. But you've been waiting for this, haven't you? The next number doesn't just interrupt your life, it funds it. I've seen every overdraft notice, every tear you cried, holding the bill you couldn't pay. You thought I didn't care about your money, but I do, because I care about your freedom. I had to interrupt your comfort zone first, because I don't pour new blessings into old containers. Now that you're awake, I can release what I've been storing up for you. Money is not evil, but it is a mirror. And when you handle it with faith, intention, and obedience, it becomes a tool, not a trap. This number, the fourth one, is aligned with divine provision. It is a number that unlocks ideas, timing, and favor in the material realm. You will see it right before an opportunity, right before a call, right before a door opens that doesn't make sense. Don't explain it, just thank me when you see it. A woman in crisis opened her hands and prayed, "God, I trust you, even if nothing changes." That day she saw this number 3 times, once in a barcode, once on a phone call, and once on a receipt. That same week, a forgotten refund was deposited into her account. It wasn't the lottery, but it was right on time. Because she didn't worship the number, she obeyed the signal. My child, you don't need a miracle to have peace. You need alignment, and this number brings it. Every time you see it, declare, provision is already on the way. Because if I assigned this number to your path, lack is no longer your portion. But remember, money with pride becomes a prison. The next number only shows up to those who stay humble, even when the blessing comes. You asked for more, but are you ready to carry it with humility? This number doesn't appear to the proud. It visits the quiet, the surrendered, the ones who still whisper thank you when no one is watching. I just revealed the number tied to money energy. But if your hands are full of pride, you won't be able to hold what I give next. Because the weight of a blessing requires the posture of a servant. This number is sacred. It reflects the attitude of my son, gentle, trusting, obedient. The proud see a number and call it luck. The humble see the same number and they prepare their heart. Blessing without character leads to collapse. But when you walk low, I lift you high. This number carries elevation, but only after surrender. There was a widow. She had nothing left, but she gave. Not out of wealth, but out of trust. She began seeing this number in the most unexpected places. In someone's prayer, on her receipts, in a dream. She didn't shout about it. She didn't post about it. She journaled it. She prayed over it. 2 weeks later, a relative she hadn't spoken to in years offered to pay off her rent for the year. She didn't boast. She wept. Because she knew, God doesn't bless noise. He honors humility. My child, don't chase the numbers. Chase my heart. Because when you stay humble, you attract the kind of favor that can't be earned, only received. This number is your test. Will you let me lift you, or will you try to lift yourself? The next number is unlike any before. It isn't even from this world. It comes straight from heaven's time clock. You wanted it last week. You thought I was late. But I wasn't stalling, I was aligning. This number appears when my time touches your timeline. I just told you the blessing belongs to the humble. But now I must show you something greater. The rhythm of my timing. Because when the right heart meets the right moment, miracles unfold effortlessly. This number was woven into the fabric of April 24th before you even asked me to show you something new. It's not your deadline. It's my lifeline. You see, I don't operate in rush or delay. I operate in precision. What looks like waiting is actually preparation. This number carries the vibration of alignment, of doors opening without force, of opportunities arriving without manipulation. When you see this number, know this. It is not time to hesitate. It is time to act. There was a man, jobless for 9 months. He applied, prayed, waited. Nothing came. Until one night, he dreamed of a number, 11. It shone like fire. He woke up, heart racing. 2 days later, April 11th, he received a call. An offer had been sitting in the system, lost in red tape. It was released that day. He got the job, and it paid double what he expected. That wasn't coincidence. That was my calendar. My child, when you see this number, stop wondering if you're late. You're right on time, because when my timing aligns with your readiness, what seemed delayed will feel sudden. This is heaven's way. This is how I work. Now prepare yourself. The final number is not a step, it's a sign. The one you begged me to send, the one that confirms everything you've been hoping is already unfolding. You said, God, just give me a sign. This is it. This number is your confirmation. I spoke through alignment. I moved through timing. But now I respond to your question. Because I heard you whisper, if you're still with me, show me. So I am. This number is not about chance. It's not just a lucky moment. It is my signature on your season. When you see it, remember this. I never left. I was guiding you all along. This number often appears on clocks, receipts, license plates. But more than that, it appears when your spirit is ready to see me. It may come as 1111. It may come as the number you used to ignore. But now, you will feel it. It will stop you, even in a busy room. Because this number has a divine fingerprint on it. A woman sat in her car, tears pouring down her face. She just lost her last stream of income. She said, God, I need to know if you're still with me. She turned her head. And the car parked beside her had a license plate ending in 1111. She burst into tears again. But this time, it wasn't despair. It was recognition. She had just seen my voice in number form. My child, this final number is your answer. It doesn't promise instant riches, but it promises something greater. Assurance. You are not alone. You never were. You just needed a moment to remember that. And now, you will see what you couldn't see before. Because now, you're looking with faith. But seeing the numbers is only the beginning. Now, let me show you how to activate them. Through simple action and sacred alignment. You've seen the numbers. You've felt my presence. But now I ask you, will you move or just marvel? The final number was your sign. But signs are only meaningful if you follow them. My voice doesn't just speak for comfort, it speaks for movement. Faith that sees but never steps is still standing still. These numbers are not decorations, they are directions. When you begin to take action, speak the number in prayer, write it in your journal, schedule something around it, you activate its frequency. I wired this universe to respond to aligned faith, and faith is not a feeling, it's a choice. A young man felt overwhelmed by life, but something in him believed the number 3 was speaking to him. So he wrote it in red on his mirror. Every morning he declared, God is bringing new ideas. I will create, I will express. Within 2 weeks, he was invited to collaborate on a podcast. A month later, his first product launched. He didn't just see the number, he worked with it. My child, don't treat these numbers like magic. They're not spells, they're signals. And when you move with them, you walk in rhythm with me. Here's what I ask. Visualize the number during prayer. Let it guide your focus. Choose one decision this week to align with one number's meaning. Speak affirmations with boldness, not doubt. Because what you speak, you shape. And what you act on, I bless. You've come this far. But I won't let you leave without my final gift. Let me speak a blessing over your life, your money, and your month. Be still now. You've received the numbers. You've felt my nearness. But before you go, I want to bless what you carry. You've taken the numbers into your spirit. You've seen how action unlocks alignment. Now, let my voice seal what has begun. A spoken blessing is not empty. It is not poetic, it is prophetic. When I speak over your life, what was stuck begins to shift, what was dry begins to grow, what was feared becomes favored. So receive this, not with logic, but with surrender. My child, I bless your eyes, that you may see the numbers I place in your path, not as coincidence, but as confirmation. I bless your hands, to build, to give, to hold more than ever before. Let your work be favored. Let your decisions be anointed. I bless your finances, that what you sow will not be stolen, that what you earn will not be empty, that what you steward will multiply with grace. I bless your April 24. Let this be a day of divine intersections, conversations, opportunities, miracles, born not of effort, but of alignment. And most of all, I bless your heart, to trust me when nothing makes sense, to follow me when the way is unclear, to believe that even now, I am already working all things for your good. Amen. Now breathe. You don't need to chase blessings. You are already walking in one. If this message reached your spirit, type, "I received the 7" in the comments below. And share this video with someone who needs to remember, God still speaks, even through numbers.